What's up, nerds? And have I got a story for you? Also, down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, or you can just watch this video where I'm going to read it to you and break everything down and all that good stuff. Also, before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right. Why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, you guys, this makes me so excited, okay? But I'm cautious. All right. So I had done a couple of videos because a story had come out about a rumor about a Gargoyles movie being directed by Kevin Branagh. And that turned out to be false. That was not in the making. None of that was going to happen. But it looks like we're getting a live action show. Woo! Produced by James Wan. Woo! All right. I really like James Wan. I think he's so talented. I don't know if he'll do any of the stuff going on here for this live action Gargoyles TV show, but I am excited for it, guys. But like I said before, I am cautious, and I will tell you what my cautiousness, where my cautiousness comes from, and what I'm worried about with this show. So this comes from Gizmodo, and it says Disney's Gargoyles getting a live action show from producer James Wan. Wan, Aquaman, and Conjuring is teaming up with Annabelle director Gary Doberman for Disney Plus series. And there's the Gargoyles. That's not all of them. We're missing Lexington and Bronx and everything. But yeah. Okay, it says one of Disney's darkest shows may soon get a live action revival. James Wan, the man who helped reinvent horror with Saw and Insidious and made the mega blockbuster Furious 7 and Aquaman, is teaming up with frequent collaborator Gary Doberman to turn the 1990s Disney cartoon Gargoyles into a live action series for Disney Plus. According to The Hollywood Reporter, which broke the story, Doberman will act as showrunner, writer, and executive producer with Wan as part of his Atomic Monster company. Also executive producing, the pair have previously worked together on the Annabelle films, part of the Conjuring universe. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, let's see. Which so far, I mean, this is my number. This is my first where I'm very hesitant on this is the Doberman guy, because he directed I believe he directed Annabelle Returns. Doberman wrote Annabelle Creation, and Annabelle Comes Home, and last of which was he also directed. See, okay, Annabelle Comes Home. Sorry. I have to be honest with you. I do not care for those Annabelle movies. I don't like the first one was all right. Personally, I thought it was okay, but the last two were just terrible in my opinion. I just did not like them. I was just like, I mean, it's like whatevs, but I just didn't care for it. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, let's see. So that is the first thing that I'm a little cautious about, and I am worried about it. All right, so it says, and while Gargoyles obviously won't reach that level of creepy, it's being made for Disney Plus after all. The potential is there. The show ran from 1994 to 1997 and followed a group of gargoyle statues relocated from Scotland who woke up at night to protect New York. There's no word on when Berman and Wan will get to work on the show, but the timing is certainly appropriate. With Halloween just around the corner, Disney Plus just released a show based off the Goosebumps series of books that many think hits a nice balance between spooky and scary and safe for Disney. That almost certainly seems like the exact balance, if not tone, a Gargoyle show would have to carry to make it on the streamer. I agree with that. I personally I know a lot of people want to talk about how Gargoyles was like dark back in the day, but I personally didn't think it was as dark as people talk about it. At least that's not what I thought when I was growing up. And I still watch Gargoyles today. Like during the pandemic, me and my kids, we watched Paw Patrol and Gargoyles pretty much like all the time. It was awesome. I loved it. My kids, they make NECA makes these really great action figures right now, but I have my old 90s action figures and I would bust those suckers out and we would play. Fucking loved it. Oh my God, it was the best. We set up blocks and we set up like a castle and we'd like destroy it because like Xanatos would like blast me to the thing. It was so much fun. I loved it. Okay, anyways. And while rumors of Gargoyles remake have been circulating for years, with a project in the 2010s even getting relatively close to being made, this certainly has the feel of a project that may actually happen. Woot woot. Okay, so let me just talk about what I think about this overall. Okay, first off, if this comes to fruition, I will personally be happy as long as it's good. These are my problems with it. One, it's a show on Disney Plus. I have to be honest with you, and they've said they're going to start pulling back in terms of budget, and that's a problem for me when it comes to Gargoyles. Will we get they fly, well, they glide, they don't fly if you watch the show. They glide, and I'm all like, are we gonna get a show where we get those action sequences that they're flying in the air and there's blasts and everything? Or will we get most of the time? Because if you remember, if you watch the show, when they land, their wings that they have, they circle them around and they make like a cape. Are we going to get that most of the time and just these long-winded speeches? Because if that's the case, I would prefer then no, don't make it. Also, how will the characters look live action? You know, will they have some, will it all be all CGI in terms of somebody will just have a mocap crap on and then they'll just CGI that stuff? Or will it be prosthetics? I personally think prosthetics is great. Especially now, I think that there's always ways to innovate that stuff. And I just really hope that they do more practical, but we'll see on that. I don't know. You know how it goes these days with these people in Hollywood. They just don't know what the people want. Also, it will be down to casting. I think that casting will be, integral to this show. I'm personally interested in seeing who they cast and everything. And I'm curious as to what stories they're going to tell. Will they go with that first initial 4 episodes that they made into a Gargoyles movie, which I still have on VHS at my parents' house, and I still have both DVD sets. They didn't put the whole series on DVD, but I still have the DVDs in my basement. Or no, they're in my living room. Me and my kids, watch them. Well, we don't watch them now on DVD because they're on Disney Plus, but yeah, I love that. The comic book, right? They just started up a new comic book written by Greg Weisman. It's not that great, you guys. I mean, it's like some of the stuff is okay, but I just feel like maybe Greg Weisman is just like going in a weird direction. And I'm just like, maybe you should let somebody else take over, a little bit. There was some comic books back in the day by SLN or something like that. I can't remember the company that did it. And they did one called Bad Guys. They did a follow-up from the original series, and then I can't remember what the third one was called, but like they only lasted like 6 issues, and then they were like, well, we'll put out for instance, the Bad Guys issues was only 6 issues, but it was supposed to be 8, and then they never released the last 8. I believe that's what it was, or maybe it was 4 issues that were released and 2 didn't get released, but 2 of the issues didn't get released in the floppies. And they're like, well, we'll release it in a trade paperback. And I'm all like, I've never read the ending to those stories. So, but those were pretty good. But as far as the show goes, I'm excited about it. I really do want to see this. I'm just cautious. I'm a little hesitant with this because I'm afraid that they'll screw it up, and I will be pissed if they screw it up. I will not be happy. I'll tell you that right now, sister. But let's see how this works out. I'm all for trying it out, but if it ends up like Willow or, then I'm not interested. I do not want that crap. I don't want it because Willow was terrible. Oh, that was fucking terrible. I did a video about that earlier this week. You can check that out. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you guys feel about this Gargoyles live action TV show going forward? Do you think this is something that you're interested in? If you're not, if you were a kid from the 90s and you watched the Gargoyles and you are not even just a tiny bit excited about this, you are a crazy person. This is going to be awesome. Well, hopefully. I really hope Disney puts in, like, they just get the best writers possible. They get the best actors possible. They do the flying, the action sequences, the stories, even the dark moments of the stories. I just really hope that they take all of that and they put it into this show, this live action show, and make it something that we as Gargoyle fans, I still watch Gargoyles to this day. I just really hope that they make it into something that we remember, we love, and we will enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? As always, you can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.